Welcome back. Let's get you a roundup of all the reactions that are coming in with regards to the demolition drive that we witnessed in Jahangirpuri. We've seen a lot of unfortunate politics playing out over it. And now, another low. Controversial cleric and Congress leader Raza Khan has compared Prime Minister Modi to Dhritarashtra, launching a personal attack on the Prime Minister. Raza said that if he continues to remain blind to atrocities against Muslims, then no one can stop another Mahabharata from happening in India. Raza has said that the Prime Minister was functioning like Dhritarashtra and warned that Muslims will storm Delhi and start a jail bharo Andolan after Eid if the government did not mend its ways. Congress leader and this cleric didn't stop there. He even issued an open threat saying if Muslims hit the streets, no one can stop them. The BJP has responded harshly, slamming this provocative statement and has sought action against him. The BJP has maintained that Raza is trying to disrupt communal harmony and trying to create unrest in the country.
अगर नरेंद्र मोदी धृतराष्ट्र की भूमिका से बाहर नहीं आए तो हिंदुस्तान में भी महाभारत होने से कोई बचा नहीं सकता। तुम सबके प्रधानमंत्री हो, तुम्हारे मुल्क में इस किस्म की बेईमानी हो रही है और तुम खामोश हो, मूक दर्शक बने हुए, अंधे और बहरे बने हुए। जिस दिन मुसलमान सड़कों पर आएगा उस दिन फिर किसी के कब्जे में नहीं आने वाला है, ये समझ लिया जाए। इस किस्म के अन्याय अगर इस हुकूमत में होते रहे तो इस देशव्यापी जेल भरो आंदोलन को रोकना हुकूमत के बस की बात नहीं।
दादा ने फिर आज विवादित बयान दिया। उन्होंने कहा एक बार मुसलमानों को फिर निकलना पड़ेगा, जेल भरना पड़ेगा।
जेल में जगह खाली है और जो गुंडाई करेंगे ठीक किया जाएगा।
दादा ने फिर आज विवादित बयान दिया। उन्होंने कहा एक बार मुसलमानों को फिर निकलना पड़ेगा, जेल भरना पड़ेगा।
जेल में जगह खाली है और जो गुंडाई करेंगे ठीक किया जाएगा।
ये बयान बिल्कुल ऐसा लग रहा है कि जैसे भारत में गृह युद्ध कराने के लिए पाकिस्तान से इन लोगों ने सुपारी ले रखी है और ये चाहते हैं कि देश में गृह युद्ध हो और ये इसीलिए जो मुसलमान के नाम पे मुस्लिमों को भड़काने का काम कर रहे हैं। मैं सरकार से मांग करता हूँ ये जो बयान दे रहे हैं इसको हल्के में न लिया जाए। ये जब बाहर इस तरह के बयान मीडिया में इस तरह से सरेआम बयान दे रहे हैं तो आप सोच सकते हैं कि अंदर में जहाँ पे जिहादी मानसिकता के ये लोग हैं वो वहाँ पे जो बच्चे होते होंगे उनको कैसे उनको कन्विंस करते होंगे, उनको क्यों नहीं ये सप्लाई हथियार का भी करते होंगे हो सकता है।
Last time he has said that if Muslim youth take weapons in their hands, Hindus will not be able to hide in this country. Such Hindu hate venom spewing Maulanas are given patronage by the Congress party, particularly Priyanka Vadra. Will they remove Tawqir Raza from their inner circle and will they allow Maharashtra government police, Rajasthan police, Chhattisgarh police, others to take action against this hate speech on Tawqir Raza? They will not do it because Tawqir के साथ प्रियंका वाड्रा का हाथ।
मुझे ये कहना है कि इस देश को बांटने वाली कोई शक्ति अभी पैदा नहीं हुई है। आप 2, 4, 10, 15, 20 लोगों को इकट्ठा करके और उनको भ्रमित कर सकते हैं, लेकिन हमारी देश की आत्मा को आप कहीं से खंडित कर सकें, बीच में दरार डाल सकें, ऐसा हमारा विश्वास है कि ऐसा नहीं होगा। और सच्ची बात यह है कि भारत के मुसलमान अपने बहुसंख्यक साथियों में पूरा विश्वास रखते हैं। इस विश्वास को ठेस नहीं लगनी चाहिए। जो हो रहा है आज उससे लगता है कि कहीं इस विश्वास को ठेस ना लगे।
Now, since the demolition drive in Jahangirpuri, we've seen a lot of politics, a lot of political parties sending out delegations and teams to visit the site. You had the Congress sending a delegation yesterday, Aam Aadmi Party also doing so. Today, the SP and TMC are sending delegations. But a common thread here among all of these political parties is that while they're sending these huge delegations, they're all local leaders. None of the big national faces are visible in Jahangirpuri. And that's what's led to questions about whether this is an attempt at vote bank politics at appeasement, and so political parties are hesitant at taking a stand on Jahangirpuri.
"24 hours after bulldozers rolled out onto the streets of Jahangirpuri in Delhi, Netas started rolling into the demolition hotspot. A day after the massive sparking a full-fledged political showdown. While the CPM's Brinda Karat was the lone political face during the demolition drive on Wednesday, Delhi Congress leaders trooped in soon after the Supreme Court extended the brake on those bulldozers. Ajay Makanu arrived in the trouble zone and taunted Chief Minister of Delhi Arvind Kejriwal, terming his absence opportunistic.
We have come here to tell the victims that the Congress party is with them. We have come here to tell the people that please don't look it through the prism of religion. The poor people have been subjected to such atrocities.
अब प्रजातंत्र को बुलडोजर के नीचे हर रोज रौंदा जा रहा है। अब संविधान जो है उसके परकच्चे बुलडोजर की चेन के नीचे उड़ाए जा रहे हैं।
The ruling Aam Aadmi Party, which was absent on ground on day one, finally sent a delegation to Jahangir Puri comprising political lightweights. The Aam Aadmi Party had earlier raised eyebrows after blaming what it called Rohingyas, settled by the BJP across India for the riots.
8 साल से देश के अलग-अलग हिस्सों में कहीं बांग्लादेशियों को बसा दिया, कहीं रोहिंग्याओं को बसा दिया। उनकी पूरी गणना कर लीजिए तो पता चल जाएगा कि भाजपा अगला दंगा कहां करवाने वाली है।
Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal, after skipping Jahangir Puri and remaining silent for more than a day, made a cryptic riot attack from far off Bengaluru.
पूरे देश में दंगे हो रहे हैं। कौन करा रहा है ये दंगे? कौन सी पार्टी दंगे करा रही है? सारे जानते हैं कौन सी पार्टी दंगे करा रही है। हमें दंगे करने नहीं आते। ऐसे इस देश के लोग नहीं चाहते कि दंगे हो, इस देश के लोग शांति चाहते हैं।
As the opposition continued pussyfooting around Jahangir Puri, the BJP hit back, alleging political tourism by netas.
Even the action taken on illegal encroachments into Hindu and Muslim, this communal mindset of the Congress party is the bane of this country and has been causing the entire situation of communal polarization in this country.
BJP Member of Parliament Pratap Simha even served a dire warning to Muslims.
Russia has claimed its biggest win in the war in Ukraine until now. They've claimed that the port city of Mariupol, hugely strategic city considering it's a gateway to the Sea of Azov, Russia claims they've captured it, and Russian President Vladimir Putin has declared the city as liberated. He's also clearly unrelenting. Standing in the way of complete Russian control over Mariupol is the Azovstal steel plant. Ukraine has demanded the Russian military open a humanitarian corridor from the steel plant to evacuate all Ukrainians who are currently trapped in there. Putin has, however, said that there will be no storming or breaching of the plant, but they will completely surround it and block it out. So there's no question of Ukrainians escaping or leaving. US President Joe Biden, on the same day that Mariupol has been liberated, announced additional military aid to Ukraine of $800 million. This new package will include much needed heavy artillery and ammunition for Ukrainian forces.
Предлагаемый штурм промышленной зоны считаю нецелесообразным. Приказываю отменить. Это тот случай, когда мы должны думать, то есть мы всегда должны думать, но в данном случае тем более, о сохранении жизни и здоровья наших солдат и офицеров. Не нужно лезть в эти катакомбы и ползать там под землей по этим промышленным объектам. Заблокируйте эту промышленную зону так, чтобы муха не пролетела.
Our unity at home, our unity with our allies and partners, and our unity with the Ukrainian people is sending an unmistakable message to Putin. He will never succeed in dominating and occupying all of Ukraine. That will not happen.
Once a sprawling port city and gateway to Sea of Azov, strategic city of Mariupol has fallen to Russian troops. Putin's invasion army scoring a major win almost 2 months into the war. Ukraine losing its major stronghold after weeks of fierce war. Human suffering and allegations of unimaginable war crimes. Russian President Vladimir Putin hailed what he called the successful liberation of the city.
The Minister of Defense of Russia, Sergei Shoigu, he noted that the city was besieged completely except for the Azovstal factory, which is in fact a city inside of a city, because it's like 11 square kilometers. That's one of the largest factories of steel in Europe. So this is why we right now have the situation when the city is captured, but not at all actually, because this factory still remains under the Ukrainian control.
Amid all-round Russian surge in Mariupol, this Azovstal steel plant, once Europe's biggest metallurgical plants, has become the last stand for surviving Ukrainian troops, who so far fearlessly fought Russians. The plant is in ruins after multiple airstrikes and shellings by Kremlin forces. But its buildings, blast furnaces, rail yards and underground units are still serving as the hideout for Ukrainian troops, outgunned, outmanned and facing doomsday, with food, water, medicine and ammunition fast depleting due to the military siege by Russia. Ramzan Kadyrov, the leader of Russia's Chechnya region, whose forces have been fighting in Mariupol, has claimed that Azovstal plant will be completely under control of Russian troops very soon. Putin, however, has decided not to storm the plant and has asked his men to lay an impregnable blockade of the entire complex to prevent anyone from escaping and to wait till Ukrainian forces run out of supplies.
The Azov, which is the national military brigade and the part of the Ukrainian defense forces, they still having this factory under their control, and they have this. They're benefiting from the critical location of the factory close to the sea, and they are having the catacombs, or they are having the underground corridors, which are helping them to stay there and to prepare for the Russian possible siege of the factory.
Putin held a meeting with his defense minister after the mega win and plotted his next strategy. Putin has called on the remaining Ukrainian fighters in Azovstal to lay down their arms, saying Russia would treat them with respect and provide medical assistance to those injured. Mariupol has symbolic importance for Russia because it was de facto headquarters of the far-right nationalist Azov battalion, which Moscow has promised to destroy.
The Russian president's clear message is that there needs to be no evacuation of the steel plant, it should be shut down, and the forces should be given yet another opportunity to lay down their arms. The video journalist Satya Rautway in Moscow, Geeta Mohan for India Today.
And India Today's reporters continue to get you the latest ground reports to tell you what the situation currently is in Ukraine. Here's a report filed by Moshmi Singh from Kharkiv. She visited a town called Savtivka. Once bustling, it's now a ghost town.
Kharkiv is under siege. Ukraine's second largest city has been bombarded by an all-out Russian assault. Missiles have been raining down on Kharkiv's residential complexes now for nearly 2 months, and the onslaught continues.
No matter where you stand in the city, in Kharkiv, you can hear constant bombardments, somewhere or the other. In this central marketplace, this, in fact, depression is actually a story of how, when the rockets rained in on the city, they targeted civilian and market areas. And if you look on the other side, this is a new market that was made. The windows have been ripped apart, glasses shattered, and the entire building, was damaged.
Kharkiv's small residential district, Saltikva, has turned into a ghost town. More than 120 people have been killed and over 300 have been injured. There are no signs of life anywhere.
It happened 2 days ago. 2 people were killed here. Just civilian people, peaceful people that just walking here, moving around, and it happened very fast.
The political center of Kharkiv too stands in ruins. The remnants of destroyed rockets and missiles lying strewn on roads has become a common sight.
In the city of Kharkiv, the most iconic and politically most powerful building is the city center. We're standing right outside the city center. On my left side, you see a rocket, And on my right, behind me, you see this city center that was targeted by the Russians, while the governor's seat, this is where his cabinet sits, and so symbolically the Russians had actually bombed this building. 2 bombs fell in front and almost 8 people died in the attack.
Amid the unending conflict, the relentless courage of civilians standing tall in the face of war speaks volumes. Volunteers are doing everything they can to distribute food and basic supplies, even as an acute shortage has crippled the city.
People say Kharkiv will live because Kharkiv is a very old city, and here you can see that there are multiple food items that are being given for people who cannot move out because in the residential and market areas continuous bombardments are happening. Even as we stand, you never know when rockets and missiles can come from the north direction in this part of the city, and that's why relief is being given very quickly. With video journalist Parminder, this is Mosmi Singh in Kharkiv for India Today.